Hi, I'm Kerrie Stanley.
And I'm Dolly Diamond.
And welcome to Kerrie and Dolly.
Oh, what a night is on the way.
Oh, we have brought the goods.
Yes.
Well, we figured it's our 30th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you. We don't look a day over whatever's.
Can you imagine 30 of these? I don't remember the beginning. Well, I do remember that one episode number 1. Do you?
Yes, it was very exciting, very nerve-wracking,
Yes.
and amazing. Then I remember the 10th and the 20th, and here we are.
Yes, we've done it.
Yes. Well, we've got many more to go, so it's not the end.
It's not the end.
It's not the big hurrah, like see you later, bye.
No.
No. How are you out there? Are you well? Are you keeping well? Let us know you're here. Please say hi on our socials. We are watching you. Yeah, we've got a star-studded lineup tonight. Thus the stars are aligned, darling. Thank you.
I love that.
Isn't it fun?
Love it.
Yes, no, this is not one of mine. I did buy it. It's fabulous. I love it.
Gorgeous.
What's going on in your world, Dom?
Well, it's been an unusual week. I didn't do a lot, but it is nice in a way once you get over the fact that you're not busy, and because we're in Melbourne. And wherever you're watching, there are various lockdowns out there.
Yeah.
But as in Melbourne, it's a very severe lockdown, and we are all doing our best, aren't we?
Yeah, I actually forget that, the rest of the country really and the world are kind of getting back to some kind of whatever their new reality is, and we're not. We're actually getting under the dome, and that's it. And you only kind of remember when something pops up on your socials and someone's like, what, you're out? How can you be out? Oh, that's right, you're not here.
That is when I delete them.
Block.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's okay. No, it's nice to see, what everyone else is doing, and that's absolutely fine. We will get there eventually. But
it won't be long, will
no,
it?
but in the meantime, we are here, and we're here for you every Thursday night, and we love it, and I'm very grateful for it. So
as am I.
Yeah.
We've got some music to begin with, and we watched this in the week. We love it, and we reckon you will too as well.
Get this
that.
That's a very clever use of the thongs.
Oh, yes. Yes. Anna Thérese Tom RV. Anna directed it. They're a Sydney group. I love them, and it's a little bit of everything that we were doing in lockdown, isn't
It
it?
absolutely is. Like, it's just another way to show how creatives can get, how they can pivot really quickly. And Anna put all that together, as you said,
Yes.
directed it. Yeah, amazing work. That was really
A
fun.
little bit of booze, a little bit of thongs, a little bit of movies, everything, isn't it?
Gar-
Everything.
Gary did say that he wants one of him in the kitchen, in
Yes.
his kitchen. So, and I just want to do a little quick shout out. Hello to everyone watching. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Thursday evening. Dolly, you look fab in black, according to
I like
David.
that.
And
Love
Dr. my tiara. Thank
love
you
that.
kindly. We do take compliments very well, so
Yes,
keep them coming.
and often. We had a little warm-up earlier by watching Lisa Miller and Michael Rowland
Yeah.
doing live on Instagram. And Michael took at least an hour to get it right.
It was
didn't he?
pretty funny here.
That was the best bit.
It was. And it's really lovely watching my work colleagues in their homes doing a little fun spontaneous.
I
Well,
think we love it.
we do, because we're in your home.
Yes.
So it's amazing what people like peeking behind the curtains, don't
Oh,
you
I
think?
love it.
It's a bit like, we were talking about documentaries earlier. We both had recently watched the Michelle Obama documentary, which was amazing. So if you've not watched that, get onto it. But
Very good one.
I think it's just peeking behind the curtains of seeing what people
There
do.
was a British television show which is all about that, where they go through the keyhole and you see all the awards, and you've got to guess who lives there.
That's a good show.
I know. It's going to be my original idea next year.
But you best you patent that so no one takes
Yes.
it from you.
Oh,
yes,
yes.
you're claiming it for
oh,
your
I
own.
do them all blankety blanks, stars their eyes through the keyhole. They're all mine.
That's all right. You make it your own.
Yes, as long as you do. I mean, that's what we're doing.
We
isn't it?
are.
Every single week we make it our own because nobody else wants it. I don't know if you noticed this, but one of our lot has gotten very creative, and they were baking an apple pie.
Who? What?
Our Judy in the newsroom.
Baking. Where's our pie?
I don't know.
Oh.
Judy Kelly from Joy News with an optimist's bent on what's making news. Urban Arts Project has been selected from 6 shortlisted designs to create the Bondi Memorial, honouring victims and survivors of LGBTQ hate crimes from the 1970s to the 1990s. The winning design is titled Rise and is a 6-level stone terrace representing the 6 colours of the Pride flag. Announcing the winner, Acon and Waverley Council said the design embraces the memorial's principles of remembrance, diversity, inclusion, justice and acceptance. The Victorian Government has this week taken steps on 2 projects designed to improve gender equality. First, there was the inaugural meeting of the Aboriginal Women's Leadership Advisory Group, established to address the disproportionately low representation of Aboriginal women in formal leadership positions. The second is the pilot Gender Equity Training Programme, which is designed to provide professionals in community-based organisations with the knowledge and skills to drive change at organisational level. And finally, for now, today is the 21st birthday of the transgender flag. The flag was created by activist, author and Navy veteran Monica Helms in August 1999. The original flag now lives at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C., after Helm donated it in 2014. I'll be back a little later with more from Joy News.
Oh.
Nice one, Judy.
Always. Where's that pie?
Oh, I know. Would have been
Baking.
nice, wouldn't it?
We weren't talking, we were just throwing it around there about what we've been watching, a little bit about documentaries, peeking behind the curtains. That could be our thing for the night, I think.
Well, yes.
Well,
We're all a little nosy, aren't we?
So what's going on
nothing
there?
wrong
Has
with
there been
that.
any great documentaries that you have really enjoyed? I mean, there's some rubbish ones out there, admittedly. Some are a little bit too self-indulgent, but some are really...
Well, I didn't have Netflix for months.
What did you
I said no
do?
to Netflix.
What did you do?
Well, I was very busy. I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know what you were doing either.
I
but
don't remember being busy.
No, you've got lots to catch up on, though.
It's wonderful, though, isn't it?
There's so many amazing shows going on.
Loving
and,
it.
but great stories to tell, and there's just a pleasure of everything. So yeah, but stick with us. So of course we've got lots of more music coming up, but we've also got Virginia Trioli joining us very, very soon. She's standing by, I know. But before that, we're hearing, who's our next musical guest?
Well, this young man is often seen at one of our favourite venues, Chapel off Chapel. It is the one and only Max Riebl.
You're so young and beautiful, and I love you so. Your lips so rare, your eyes that shine, shameless stars that glow. Kiss me tenderly, then you'll be forever young and beautiful to me. You're so young and beautiful. You're everything I love. Your lips so red, your eyes that shine, shameless stars that glow. So fill these lonely arms of mine and kiss me tenderly. Then you'll be forever young and beautiful to me.
Wow, that is the voice of an
Gorgeous.
angel.
Yes, I mean,
Wow.
and it is very similar to mine. It's only, well, you know what it is? It's that blend of classical and pop that really works.
Yeah, I can't find my words.
I
Then I'm
know.
taken.
Well,
I'm
you're
sorry. I'm taken.
mesmerised.
I am. That was beautiful, and I loved how Alvin mirrored, his outfit too. And I loved too that Max was singing it, in kind of normal gear, not kind of
Yes.
the tuxedo or anything like that.
Which
that one
is
would.
what you would expect when you do opera or anything
Yeah.
like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Breaking the norm. That's what we like. The incredible Adam Cook on the piano, and that was at Chapel. And our love to everyone at Chapel and Ibrahim and Kate. Mwah! They've got to open soon, haven't they?
I know.
I mean, I think it's what we're all going to
We
go. They've
can't
got to be,
wait.
got to be. But
We can't wait to get back there.
these venues will not. They will open again. We've just got to bear with it and grit our teeth.
We'll
haven't
get
we?
there. We will get there. And it's your favourite venue too, and
I
we
love
spent a lot
it.
of time there, which
I
is
love
great.
it. It's the only one that books me.
There's plenty more, darling.
Yeah.
Wow, we've got a really special lady standing by, and I know you're all very excited to listen to this lovely conversation we're about to have. But to give you a little backstory, I worked with Virginia for about 7 years on News Breakfast. I've gotten to see her. She's gotten to see me at 4 a.m. in the morning, day in, day out.
That must be, though. No one is good at that hour, are they?
We're all ourselves at that
Bleary,
hour.
honest and bleary-eyed.
But I bow down to Virginia. Like, I'm an absolute fan of her work, and also as a woman, as I know you are too. You've worked with her many times.
Love the lady.
But I think we're ready to join her
A little
now.
nervous.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
What's going to
No, we're always
No,
ready.
it's
No,
going to be beautiful,
no.
I think. Darling Virginia, hello, are you there?
Oh my goodness, here I am with you. I'm not on the couch, but I'm as close as I could possibly be without giving you something absolutely viral and terrible. Hello.
Oh, we are so thrilled.
You look gorgeous.
Yes. You
Oh,
promised
look,
us a ball gown, darling.
I promised you a ball gown, so I reached into the back of the wardrobe and I grabbed this out. I'm feeling about as ridiculous as you can in these COVID times. I'm locked in my bedroom, barricaded in the bedroom away from the 8-year-old, wearing a ball gown in a midweek, cold, freezing Melbourne in the middle of a stage 4 COVID lockdown. Honestly, if you'd asked me 12 months ago if I'd be in this situation.
I know.
But
I
you know what?
know.
How nice, though. That's what we thought. We'll really get dressed up tonight, too. But how nice it is to actually do that, to make you like just feel fabulous, just even for a little moment.
I tell you what, I haven't done this religiously, and I wish I had, but you've reminded me, both of you, to get back onto this. At the beginning of the whole COVID misery that we've entered into, my husband and I, Russell, made a little pact that we'd have Frock Up Friday, which was, because we've always had date night on a Friday night, and we've continued date night. So we'll mix a drink and we'll make something lovely and have a lovely evening. But we would frock up. I mean, that's fallen in a bit of a hole. There have been those Friday nights where I can tell you I've had a martini in leisure, active wear. And it's not the best look, but I've tried to do as much as I can. I even have, made dinner in a ball gown, which was hilarious because everything spills on the front, so there's that problem. But you've reminded me that I need to commit more to dressing up more, just in order for us to feel a bit better about ourselves, don't you think?
Yes, it is not easy making the effort, is it?
No.
Not easy.
No.
But it's got to be done. It lifts us right out of it. I want to know, right from the beginning, we will obviously know you from your mornings on ABC, on The Breakfast. Now you're on the radio. What is life like on the radio?
It's really, really fabulous. When I was offered this gig, there was just this deep pull towards it to say yes, that a part of which I didn't even really understand, and it probably harks back to many years ago when I was on radio. But there's something about that radio community. It's an enormous audience. We reach, the ratings will come in soon, but the last time we looked, more than 400,000 people, but at the same time as being a really big audience, it's incredibly intimate. And when you are there listening to the people of Melbourne and Victoria and really Australia. I mean, I have people who call in on talkback from Queensland and from New South Wales, and I had someone from Sydney today telling me what ABC Radio in Sydney was up to. When you're sitting there in your car and everyone in Melbourne is part of this one big conversation and talking about things that really matter to you and your life and your community, you feel like you're at the well. You're at the local well of your local town and community that exists only in your mind, or even maybe exists in just your wishes. Maybe you're someone who doesn't have that community, but on the radio, you have it. And the moments that I seek and that we get gratifyingly so often is when you're stuck in the car, the groceries are melting in the back. You have to get out of the car because you're late, but you just can't, because you're riveted by what someone somewhere is saying to me and to everyone else. So it's really, really lovely. And I get to sleep in. So there you go.
Yes.
That's about. But are you finding with the COVID times, Virginia, that there's such having to deliver those news day in, day out, and having to deal with the politicians and all the information that's coming in. What kind of respite are you getting? Is it the connecting with the community and getting other stories? Is that helping you get through this?
What sort of respite am I getting? I mean, think about that for a
There
moment.
we go.
Well done.
That's a good
Am
one.
I decompressing from this really tough?
Class up.
Virginia says kids don't drink too much at home and don't drink in your bedroom. Really, it's a very bad idea. Look, as much as you can, but you can't really. No one switches off from it. And my situation is really no worse than anybody else's. If you're working from home or educating your kids at home, there's really no downtime. There's really no switching off until everyone's in bed and you can have an hour on your own with Netflix. There are some tough moments. I was actually just, talking about this online with some colleagues today, where the other day someone in management circulated the list of contact phone numbers that we're going to need from October through to March for our emergency bushfire broadcasting.
Oh, goodness.
And I saw that list and I had to stop myself from bursting into tears. I just thought, I'm not ready for that. Are you kidding me? Is that the next thing that we all have to face as a community? The thing that I draw solace from all the time is exactly that, is that radio community. You can go on air and just throw it out there and just say, as we had this morning, I remember reading the papers when we were preparing the show thinking, if I am not coping with page after page of, and they got that wrong, and they got that wrong. What are they doing about this? This doctor complains about that. That health service is mucking that. If I'm feeling overwhelmed at that, and this is my paid job, how's everyone else feeling? So
Yes.
you go on air and you chuck it out that way. You say, this morning it was the Joey from Friends edition of Mornings, which was, how you doing? How are we all doing here? A bit of a sort of a welfare check, because that's if I'm feeling it, if you're feeling it, odds on a good 80% of the listening community is feeling it too.
And that's the main reason I won't read anything I haven't written myself.
Oh, that's,
That is the
I'll
main
leave it.
reason.
Dolly also, but apart from the fact that it's probably not written in rhyming slang like you might find yourself as well, so
Oh, she's off. She's off. I was going to be nice. I wasn't. I said I'll give it a go. I knew it. We've always enjoyed a fiery relationship, and you know what? The only I didn't get it. The only reason is because I love you, and I know this young lady does as well. I always want to know, for someone like you, when you began your career, was it in your aim to be loved or respected? What did you want more of?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've actually never been asked that. So I have to really stop and think about that, because I've never seen it as an either or at least
No.
I didn't at the beginning. But as you go along in a job like this with, the high profile and drawing controversy from time to time, I realised that there actually was a distinction. And you could, there's actually almost a turning point where you have to decide which path you're going to put your foot on. And it was a no-brainer. It wasn't even after respect. It was, I don't care if they don't love me, but I'm going to have to ask this question.
Yes.
I'm going to have to be this person in this moment. I'm going to have to express this kind of feeling in this moment and let the cards fall where they may. I've always been compelled by that, Dolly. So that's a really good question. But what it means is that ultimately you turn out to be the kind of writer and journalist and broadcaster who some people will absolutely hate, but other people will feel she's speaking to me. That's landing with me. That's making sense with me. She's my kind of person, and I'm perfectly comfortable with that.
It's wow, that's a wonderful answer. Well done, and kudos to you that never been asked that question, Virginia. Like,
Dolly,
wow.
oh yeah.
Oh,
No, honestly, all these months on the couch, they've been good for you.
Oh yes, oh yes.
So I was going to say recently, I mean, you've been interviewed many, many times, Virginia, but recently you did Take 5 with Zan Rowe, which has been one of my absolute
We love you
favourites. Now,
both.
to our darling viewers out there, if you didn't know, Virginia has an amazing collection of music, and please tell us a little bit more about that. Like, it was just, did you really enjoy going down that rabbit hole talking about music?
Oh my God, it really was sort of the honour of all honours, I mean, apart from me asked here, of course, because Zan Rowe's Take 5 is, it's a cherished bit of radio. It's a wonderfully successful podcast, but given her love and her knowledge of music, it just for her to say, look, I'll take 5 with you. Give us 5 songs that are landmark moments in your life. Maybe the song is a landmark song reflecting a moment, or maybe there was a moment and this is a song that kind of speaks to it. So I had free reign. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Imagine distilling that idea, both of you, down to 5 songs. You know,
Yes.
you go. The weekend was lost. I was lousy company here because I just kept going over and over and over and reworking that list to buggery, as you would imagine. But it was absolutely beautiful. You know, Zan and I just spent this fabulous hour together talking about music that we love, that's mattered to us so much, and has marked off key moments, good and bad, sorrowful and joyful in our lives. And it was just lovely. If you haven't heard it, go to Zan's podcasts. If you look at it anywhere you get the podcast, Take 5, and subscribe to her podcast, because if it's not me, it's someone else, and they're always really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it was absolutely marvellous. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, we have to let you go.
I want an hour.
Don't
We want an
to.
hour,
We
don't
do
we?
want an hour.
Do an hour next time.
Yes.
Absolutely. But quickly, what's your next recipe going to be? Very, very quickly. The quick one in the kitchen.
Okay, so we're actually filming one this weekend. So the next 3 ingredient recipe will actually be 2. One for the kids and one for mum and dad and everyone else. Because the second one is a 3 ingredient cocktail. But the first one is a brilliant recipe suggested by a listener. And it's a passion fruit souffle, but it contains no flour. How is this going to work? You'll have to tune in to find out.
Stay tuned,
yes,
everybody.
Normally I like a self-raising man.
Well, darling,
Don't we all, darling?
we have to leave it there. But cheers.
We
Love you, Mama.
love you, and we wish you and all of yours really, really well, my darling.
Oh, well, same to you. And can I just say sincerely, Kerrie and Dolly, this little moment that you've carved out in the middle of the pandemic has turned out to be just a beautiful, happy, glittery and joyful place for people to go to. So congratulations to the 2 of you. And thanks for having me on the couch.
Thank you, darling.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.
I was really nice.
You were.
She was.
Oh, we've been validated by the Queen herself. I'm like,
Love the lady, and a lady, a real lady, isn't she? You know?
yeah, and I knew all of your darling viewers would love her too, and you've been saying so on the comments, so thank you so much for checking in. Yeah, that was a great conversation.
Yeah.
As Michael said, stunning conversation. Lovely, lots of news, wonderful. Thank you so much for checking in, and that was really fab.
Really wonderful.
So yeah, if you want to find out those recipes, that she does her 2 and her 3 step recipes, follow Virginia on Instagram. You'll find it all there. It's a lot of fun.
Now, you may be, wherever you are at the moment, you'll be maybe watching and thinking, oh, I haven't eaten at least in 3 minutes, and running off to the fridge. We all do it. We've all done it. This girl's done it much better than we have. Have a look at this.
Really?
Not
You
even.
ain't even
Lord, not
hungry.
even.
Somebody stop me.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge
Keep
again.
calling my name.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm gonna need a little help from you.
Please come get
I think
her.
I'm doing a little too much.
She doing too
I'm at the
much.
fridge again.
She's at the fridge again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge
Tell them
again.
again, y'all. Fridge.
She's at the fridge
Oh,
again.
I'm at the fridge again.
She's at the fridge
I think it's
again.
time for my snack,
She's at the
y'all.
fridge
But it's only
again.
been 2 minutes since the last visit.
She's at the fridge
Oh,
again.
I'm gonna need your help.
Please come get
I
her.
need you right now.
She needs your
at the
help.
fridge again.
She's at the fridge
Lord,
again.
have mercy, the fridge again.
She's at the fridge
Wait a
again.
minute. What about the chicken?
Sit down.
Mashed potatoes.
Sit down.
Them collard greens.
Sit down.
How about them
Oh, go
bagels?
sit down.
Oh, some fruit.
Sit down.
Watermelon.
Sit down.
Ice cream.
Sit down.
Oh, what?
Oh, go sit down.
How about a pickle?
Sit down.
Popsicle.
Sit down.
Or a slice of cheese.
Sit down.
Oh,
Oh, go
please.
sit down.
I need some juice.
Sit down.
Kool-Aid.
Sit down.
Minute Maid.
Sit down.
Gatorade.
Oh, go sit down.
I want to eat.
You don't need it.
I need to eat.
You don't need
I
it.
want to eat.
You don't need it.
Right now.
You don't need
Give
it.
me food.
You don't need it.
Give me snacks.
You don't need
I
it.
won't take it back.
You don't need it.
Oh,
at the bridge again.
Oh, Lord.
Bruh.
Sit down.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Oh, what?
I know, you
are
just want to go.
amazing. I know. Darling, you are fabulous, Katie French.
that was a lot of fun.
And what a voice. Hallelujah, my
Yes.
word. That was wonderful.
Now, well, we're going to change tact a little bit. Normally we have, lots of musical guests, and we do, continuing on the show. But tonight, now we're going to have a little bit of magic. And we kind of thought, how is this going to pivot? Well, like everything
Yes.
else, we're going to do it virtually. So now we're going to introduce to you the amazing Ben Murphy. Hello, Ben.
Oh, thank you so much. Hang on a second. Whoa!
Oh,
Magic.
straight off
I
the,
love it.
straight off the
Oh,
bat.
we want more. More of that.
I'm assuming though, Ben, that you've got more to your stick than that, because that's stick. Oh, well done.
That's pretty much all it is. My mum and dad just go, like most people go, how do you do it? But my parents just go, why do you do it? So a little bit different there. It's going to be a little bit strange today. I'm trying to do magic online here, but I want to find out before I get in whether it's going to work. So I have a little tester with this. I've got a jumbo card here. Hopefully you can all see that. It's the King of Clubs. And it's just for you guys to remember and see how good your memory is. So before we go any further, do you remember the card that I'm holding?
Yes.
All right. What was it?
King of Clubs.
You're right.
No. It's the Queen of Hearts. Oh, this is... How long
I'm
did you say I'm
embarrassed.
on policy? It's going to be long.
Isn't it amazing? We're doing what we can do with technology, and I believe this is why we have you on tonight, Ben, is so you can actually tell us how you are pivoting. You're meant
Yes.
to be overseas, touring the world. How are you doing magic online?
A little bit like this. It's been really interesting just trying to chat to people online and sort of trying to read people's minds. And I guess a bit like this, and I thought I could maybe show you a little bit of what I've been working on, because before we started chatting tonight, I actually made a prediction to show you a little bit how I do magic online, and I've got that prediction up over here. Sorry, it's COVID. I better be safe. Excuse me, just in case anything comes through the screen.
Were you predicting what Dolly's been thinking?
You're
Because
cold.
that could be interesting.
Well, I am actually going to try and read your minds. You see, I can read people's minds. I'm telepathic. Telepathic.
Mm-hmm.
Peach experiment. All right, so Dolly, we're going to start with you. I want to know what your favorite food is.
Oh, spaghetti.
Oh, spaghetti. All right. Now, I'm not the best speller, so I'm just going to, we'll just pop this here. So, spaghetti, we're going to write that just there.
Yes.
Now, I want to know, Kerrie, apart from spaghetti, where's a place you'd like to go outside of COVID? Be creative. Don't say something obvious like Paris. Or it could be creative. It could be a hot air balloon. It could be anything.
Well, I was meant to be in Europe for my 50th, so Croatia.
That's good.
Oh, Croatia. Now, Crotia?
It's Croatia.
I had to think about that for a moment.
Croatia. Is that right?
See, this is why I do magic,
Well, we
Not too
can.
right with the story. Well, you know what? So we've got spaghetti and Croatia there.
Yes.
I'm curious to know, you've been doing this show for a few weeks now, and it's a whole lot of fun. You've had quite a few guests on. Dolly, I want to know, who has been your favourite guest? Or one of your favourites?
Oh, Molly's melodrama. We love Molly on, and Molly's not with us anymore. Not dead.
No, he's still around.
But Molly, I'm going to go Molly.
Molly.
Oh. I heard he's been chatting to Beyonce and all sorts of people on the phone and that recently.
And you
Well,
got, you
yes.
got the, well, that.
Yes, you're right.
Different Molly, same Molly. Anyway, our viewers will know who we're talking
Oh,
about.
it's a different Molly. Oh, well,
Yes.
let's go with Molly. Well, before the show, I made a prediction, and I told everyone to keep their eye on the prediction, which has been up here, and I'm going to get it down to it here. I've got an envelope, and this envelope has been sealed since the show began.
Wow.
Magic.
I know. I want to know, Kerrie, do you have any idea what is written on the piece of paper in the envelope?
Well, I'm hoping that you're really, really good and you'll have our answers on that piece of paper.
No, I don't believe it.
I reckon you
So,
might.
well, Dolly, do you have any idea?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with that. I'm crossing my fingers.
You're going to go with that? Well, unfortunately, no.
Oh!
Oh, well, that was
You
really...
see, my
After
prediction
all
actually
that.
was in the envelope.
So the internet connection is
I've,
gone. It's gone. It's gone. We're
No,
losing you.
we've got him. We've got him. We've got him.
No, there's actually a little something right here. You see, on my face mask, there's some words.
Dolly loves
Spaghetti. Open it right out.
spaghetti in Croatia with what? I can't read that. bit.
Molly.
With Molly.
Oh my.
Oh.
Two thumbs down, Molly.
Oh.
Now, will you explain that?
No. No, can do. Well done. That was really fun.
I was obviously ready for it to be in the envelope. In what way do you do that?
You
In
do
what way?
very well. You do it very well.
Magic. Listen, I don't know in what way you do that, but I love that you've done it for us. It is not easy doing magic online, and you're bloody brilliant. Really great.
We wish you all the best, Ben. I know it must be difficult, as Dolly said, doing it online, but you know, pivoting it around, showing something what you can do. Well done, and all the best.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you having me here.
Ta-da!
Magic.
Fun fact. You know, I've always got a little story in my
I
back
love
pocket. The lovely Kath Jemison, I think you're watching tonight.
Well,
Kath,
well done,
hello.
Ben. Well done, Ben.
To Ben, sorry, thank you. Before I go, so
No,
Kath,
no.
Kath Jemison, one of Australia's leading female magicians, friend of mine, also played her assistant many, many years ago for a little short time doing various shows. I called myself the ta-da girl.
Yes.
And Kath, of course, would always get asked, how did you do that? And she would always respond, very well.
Listen, I have no idea how Ben did all that. And I wondered, do they ever work together? I mean, it'd be amazing.
They would certainly know each other,
They
I
would,
guess.
they?
It's a small circle of magicians out there. They're very clever.
I mean,
what
they
do.
may not end up together. I mean, you know.
Well, no.
No,
One's a lesbian. I don't know what you're.
none of our business, is it? Mind you, it is ISO.
No.
Anything happens in ISO.
Anyway, thank you, Ben. That was
Very
great.
good. Loved it.
Now, we've got our community darling Dean standing by. Wonder what he's wearing. He
We
promised
never
us
know.
something
It better be
special.
glamorous.
Hello, darling. Are you there?
Hello, Kerrie and Dolly.
Oh,
Well, that is
what a vision.
That's quite an interesting,
Yes.
eclectic mix of ensemble that you're wearing tonight.
Everything on.
Well,
Talk
I
us
didn't have
through.
a ball gown. I didn't have a ball gown, so I thought something a little bit glittery to match the two of you. But, as per last week, I did keep my promise a little bit.
Actually, I don't mind that, but that baseball cap is quite. It's the
Unique.
because the illusion.
Unique.
It's yes, it changes
It's
colour.
the one from Back to the Future. You know, in Back to the Future when he goes to 2020, which is now, and
Yes.
gets the cap. It's this one. I got it from the store.
Oh, when you could actually go out. Well
Yes.
done.
Yes.
How are you, darling? How's your week been?
Look, I'm doing very well. The weather's gotten a little bit cooler. I've been doing something fun and different. You know what? I've been going out for my mandatory 1 hour walk a day when the sun's out. And this week I started flipping it a little bit. Obviously not tonight, but I've been doing it in that last hour when it's dark, before 8 o'clock, and actually going around the MCG. And I've been loving it. There's something a little bit nicer about it not being sunny, a little bit cooler, relaxed, quiet. And I like it. It's quite nice walking along the garden path where there's not really anyone else around. It's great.
Well, I find when you're walking at night time, you can also look into people's homes. You know, if they have
All right.
well, you know, I've got the lights on and their blinds up. You have a little sticker beacon to that. Not going into
we-
the yards
No,
or anything.
no.
you know,
No,
that's just-
but we just learned a little bit more about Kerrie.
Yes. Yes. It's
You know
why
what
I
else
live
I
up
learned
on
about
the...
Kerrie, Dolly?
What?
I learned a little bit more. Kerrie followed me on Twitter.
I know.
Exciting.
Isn't that amazing?
Unexpected.
I got a message from Dean. Look at this, and it was Kerrie Stanley.
Well, the only way that I would start to interact on Twitter is if I actually ticked the get the notifications, because otherwise it just doesn't enter my.
No.
But now it is.
Yes.
I think there's the pressure
Yes.
actually to tweet something funny.
I would imagine when you're that busy looking in other people's, that you're unable to do Twitter as well,
I mean, it's hard. Hand-eye coordination can be difficult.
Yes, yes.
I'm good with my hands.
Would you introduce your darling piece this evening?
Well, tonight's Community Darling, you see, my baseball cap is actually in theme, everyone, because it's as close as I could get to a 90s look in isolation, because we're pumping up the jam with the 86, because they have literally pivoted from going to a cocktail cabaret bar and a queer community hub into a COVID cafe this week. And the response by the community was so huge, I just had to go down and get myself a little jam donut and find out what it's all about.
I'm sure for a lot of other people in Melbourne right now, when you go for a walk, your street view looks just like mine. Quiet. Gone is the hustle and bustle, and a lot of businesses have had to close their doors because staying open just isn't viable, which gets me really worried for the state of our LGBTQ businesses because they've already been working within a niche market for years, in struggling conditions where they haven't just been surviving, they've been thriving. They mean so much more to our communities than just a shop. It's one of the reasons why it's exciting to see businesses like theirs finding a creative way to keep on going right now. Hares and Hyenas are delivering books on a bike, Vodavile's got dragged virtually, people are delivering sweets, making masks. It's really been a joy to see these businesses pivot at these trying times. Like the 86, a queer owned and operated cabaret bar that haven't just pivoted, they've pirouetted.
Yeah, well, it's actually a pirouette, not a pivot. A pirouette is something that grabs your attention for a short moment but can't last for that long.
For the past 10 years, the 86 has been known as a hub for queer nightlife. It was the headquarters of Equal Love Melbourne, broke the world record in a non-stop dragathon, and its stage has been home to many queer performers, including myself. But 5 months ago, this stage was swept clean, and the curtains were drawn, with the venue closing their doors due to the pandemic, not sure when they would reopen.
We closed before we had to, because I thought, well, look, I all of a sudden felt uncomfortable serving people that close as you do over the bar, and I couldn't ask staff to do something I wasn't happy to do. So I went, okay, we're going to close temporarily, thinking it was going to be a month. As we approached the end of that first month, I started to get a bit more worried.
Businesses that have had to shut their doors haven't got any idea when these restrictions are going to be lifted. So Anthony turned his worry into creativity, and since he couldn't operate a cocktail cabaret bar virtually,
I'm representing the Jam Tram. It's our brand new COVID cafe pop-up. I'd like to say that I got a classy shop fitter in, but this was hard rubbish that I gutted and painted up and got fixed in place, and the plumbing sorted and the electrical sorted. And this was the old store area that we used to put the outside furniture. And all of a sudden, when we got it all stripped and painted and put the stripes up, and I'm like, was it always this size? We've got a kitchen and an oven and a fryer, and I'm like, why didn't I do this 8 years ago?
aside from refitting his space for a pop-up, Anthony and his team had to figure out a whole new way of doing things.
Look, this could have been easier in probably any other state than Melbourne when it came to serving coffee in inner city Fitzroy. I've heard terms of coffee that I did not know. I thought they were making it up. I thought that's not a word, surely. Like, it's been a big learning curve, not just for the crew, but for me as well. Like, we're venturing into an area that certainly wasn't our strong point. It's not a performance-based thing. It's not a cocktail-based thing. It's a survival-based thing. And now that we've kind of got, you know, a dozen hours under our belt of operating, we're gaining confidence. And the truth be known, we kind of all love jam donut.
The Jam Tram literally popped up this week, doing a trial run on Saturday. And while they were working out all their odds and ends, what this team weren't prepared for was the amazing response from the community, sharing such strong support for their business before they'd even opened. It took them by surprise, and honestly, just what they needed right now.
After 5 months of lockdown, where you are surrounded by hundreds of people every single week, multiple times a week, and that all going, all of a sudden you feel like you've vanished into the background. and the pain that you're feeling isn't even a thought of those that had regulars here or performed here or part of the fabric here. And I just was getting moments of, does it all matter? Like the stress, the going into debt, the idea of building something pop-up, is it even worth it? Like, and Saturday's posting that someone put online, and it got shared so much, and then all the comments of, oh my God, I'm so glad the 86 is surviving. Yeah, it really, it was so uplifting and energized us to go, yeah, in the end, we'll survive because of the community. There was no time to sit back and go, all right, so this works really well, we just had to do it. And so the way we learnt was just tripping over each other, and at the end of the day going, okay, so next time we're gonna have to do it like this. It actually gave people some joy where they really haven't had much of that at all. We head out to do our necessities, pick up our dinner, grocery shopping, but not something fun. And this has ticked a fun box.
Well, the 86 has certainly pumped up the jam, but we know there are plenty of other queer businesses and individuals doing the exact same thing, levelling up in this lockdown, and we want to hear all about it. Remember to share their stories on your social media. Hit us up and let us know who else are doing interesting and amazing things to keep their queer business and queer spirit alive. Share the love so we can shout it from the rooftops.
We're going to be open Wednesday to Saturday, and if it goes really well, maybe we'll add some more days in. So get into the Jam Tram for a bag of jammed goodness.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, Dean, and well done, Anthony. You know, we've all been to the 86.
Loved the
Lexi, my
venue.
partner, has performed there many, many times. In fact, we actually kind of met there. Funny enough, yeah, Lexi was doing Sexy Galexi was doing his manliness show 5.5 years ago, and I volunteered to do door. That worked out well, didn't it?
Very. No, they're doing very well, and any businesses that are doing well right about now need all of our support.
Yeah,
Don't they?
absolutely.
Really, you
it's
know?
those little things that we can help contribute to in some way. So if you're around the neighbourhood in Smith Street, pop on in. They would love to see you.
And we all love a donut.
Oh, love
We
that.
all love a donut.
Yes,
And
moderation.
we're looking forward to the delivery of donuts next week. Anthony, got it.
Now, darling, who are you going to have a chat with next?
Well, we every week we give it a go and try to get people on that are promoting something, and every now and again there's one that tugs right at the heartstrings, and this is that one. I am going to speak to the lovely Katie Burke. She's got a group called Soul Socks, and they're involved with Movember, and it's all for a bloody good cause. Katie, are you there, my love?
Hi, Dolly. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, listen, as you know, I'm all about Movember. I love Movember and everything involved with it. But I want to know what got you involved.
So, I mean, my story and journey with Movember is a sad one. Unfortunately, I lost my younger brother, Andy, in 2017. And that's, sadly something that too many people have had to go through. And following losing Andy, there was obviously a really significant grief, and words can't really articulate what that is like. And as I was sort of, I suppose, trying to find my way, I had a number of friends in Tassie that do the Point to Pinnacle every year. And they are part of what's called the Mobart Mobros. So, that first year after losing Andy, I walked up Mount Wellington, and it's considered to be the world's toughest half marathon. And, I'll say to people, the only training I did was too much crying. And, and I got to the top of that mountain, and it was a very emotional experience. And I walked to the top, for Andy and with him in mind. And it gave me so much strength, coming together with like-minded people that are out there for the same cause, and that is, to try and support and make this world a better place, and for people to not have to go through this experience that Andy went through, and that our family has gone through, and that just so many people have gone through, and that is, I mean, one of Movember's missions is around mental health and suicide prevention, but that's obviously the one that's really important to me. And so, moving forward, I think that process and that journey, my grief journey has been a very long one, and I know that 3 years in, it still has a long way to go. But I suppose that connection with people allowed me to feel some sense of purpose again.
Well,
And
there is no doubt, is there, that grief is an amazing motivator. It can get you to the top of the mountain, and it's all about finding a way, isn't it, of celebrating the life of your brother, celebrating the life of someone that you've lost.
Yes.
Now, I love the way you've spun this. And wait one moment, I've obviously got mine ready.
I've got mine here too.
You've got. Listen, I love them. Anything bright like this is always a winner in my book. What are these all about?
So these are soul socks, and you can see there's a little picture of my cute brother Andy, a graphic on him on the front. But Andy loved socks, and so soul socks for me is this channel that I suppose it's and there's more than one color. There's actually 3 colors, but it's more than the socks. It's about communicating that awareness that we're all trying to create. I know, Dolly, it's something you're very passionate about around mental health promotion, and trying to, I suppose, I like to think of the socks as really an ability to be used as an icebreaker to have conversations with people in your life that you might be worried about. One of the things that I think we all struggle with is having some of these challenging conversations. There might be people that you're worried about, and especially at the moment in Victoria, everyone is having a pretty tough time, and we want to be making sure that people know that it's actually okay if you're not feeling okay, but the most important thing is to reach out and to tell someone and to get help.
It is,
and
as you mentioned, it is all about the dialogue, letting anyone in your group know, letting anyone know that it's you're not all right. We say this every single episode. It's all right not to be all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. I absolutely love that you're getting a positive on this, and that you are the money, and I believe all the profits.
100% of the sales of the socks go to Movember, and I also want it to be a bit of fun. Andy was this larger than life character that was very out there and very cheeky, and had everyone always in fits of laughter. And as the older sister, I was always, Andrew, you can't say that, but actually having everyone loved it. And I was laughing too. But this at the moment in Victoria, we need fun, and we need lightness, and we need to try and find that where we can. And so, Soul Socks is about trying to find that message of hope and that lightness and having a laugh. But even though it's such a serious topic, we need to, continue that work around the creating awareness and allowing people to feel that they're not alone, and that no one is sort of having this experience. We don't want people to feel isolated. We want people to feel connected.
Absolutely right. And, I'm going to be wearing these, and you're exactly right. I'm going to know why I'm wearing them. I'm not alone. The lovely Kerrie Stanley's already ordered some, which is amazing. Amazing, isn't she? And we're also going to get some to our lot that work with us. I've loved you. I've loved you sharing your story about Andy.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good night.
And you.
Thank you, Dolly.
Judy Kelly with more from Joy News. Victorian MP Andy Medic has posted a birth announcement on social media to celebrate the arrival of his 25-year-old transgender daughter. Medic wrote that he was proud to share daughter Keelan's unique and personal journey. Medic's son Eden is also trans, and the Animal Justice Party MP ended his Twitter post with, "Both of our children are trans and both are perfect." In sports news, Brisbane is one of 8 cities shortlisted to host the 2026 Gay Games. The event is held every 4 years and attracts 10,000 athletes competing in 36 sports. The successful bid will be announced in January. And finally, in overseas news, a town in Switzerland has been dusted with cocoa after a malfunction at a chocolate factory. On a day with strong winds in the town of Olten, a glitch in the ventilation system at the Lindt factory sent chocolate snowflakes falling all around the surrounding area. No one was hurt in the incident, and Lindt even offered to pay for the cleaning of a car which had been cocoa coated, but the owner declined. That's the latest from Joy TV News. I've been Judy Kelly. Now it's back to Kerrie and Dolly.
Thank you, Judy, for always keeping us up to date, and also to Olivia Beasley, our also an interpreter, and to our other interpreters throughout this evening. They're always lovely, and we love having them on the show. And we were chatting quickly before about Judy and her baking. We're talking about eating before. She's tweeted a pic of said apple pie. That's it looks amazing. And thank you for not sharing it with us.
No, she's munching on pie as we speak.
I just want to touch back quickly with the fabulous Soul Socks story. I said, I've ordered some. I think it's a really great initiative. So, darling viewers, if you get online and you buy some, we would love to see little snapshots of you wearing them. Hashtag Kerrie and Dolly. Tag us in your shots. We would love to see that too.
Got
so
mine on.
great. So, look, she's got see.
Very, very attractive. You know, lifting up the leg. They've got to be
careful. No, I can't show it on.
Surprise. We've got one more number from the incredible Max Riebl. But before that, we're going to have a little natter with Max, and I'm very ready for that. Max, good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, I mean, you are one of those, for me, one of those voices that lifts me out of whatever mood I'm in, and I'm often very moody, aren't I? And that you've got such an amazing voice. What is it? Where's that voice from? Obviously, years and years of training, I would imagine. Am I right?
Yeah, I think my first professional show, I was 11 years old and started off doing musicals, and then I quickly went overseas and lived in Vienna for a few years and went to a music school and joined some very interesting choirs, and then took off in the opera scene after that.
Wow, from a young age. That's really incredible. Obviously highly supported by your family. Are they musically minded as well, or is it you're the anomaly in your family?
Absolutely, yeah. I think my mum watched The Sound of Music a few too many times, and my dad was Austrian, and he had a family full of musicians. You know, some of them were doing very well overseas, and one's a professor at Salzburg at the Mozarteum, and another one has quite a famous ensemble. So it was definitely in the gene pool, and then we just got practicing and got on the stage very young. Yeah.
Were you, when you were younger, was it in the lower register? Were you doing vocals in the lower register? And now, right up there.
Yeah, I mean, I was always a boy soprano, so it was very high, even higher back then. And then I tried, singing baritone and tenor, and I sort of had this ability to sing countertenor, and luckily I was around people who knew what that was, because most people don't know what it is, and they just sort of told me what to do and where to go.
Well, I mean, you've had an amazing career today. Tell us a little bit about one of your favourite highlights.
I think singing with Pinchgut Opera last year in Sydney was incredible. Erin Elliott is an incredible musician, and the orchestra was amazing, and the role, it was Vivaldi's music, and that music is so fast paced. It's like pop music on steroids, and I just had to sing these incredibly long runs that were originally sung by castrati, and they're just these mesmeric sort of vocal athletics that we all had to do, and it was really enthralling. Yeah.
I would imagine for a wider audience, it's why you do really well. It's the mix of the old and the new, isn't it? And mixing those two together that really, really works.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I when I was at music school, I went to a very sort of went and studied early music in Switzerland, and I was surrounded by these people who could, play the organ and 3 different instruments and knew all of these, quirky things about music. And I was always asking them, how can we relate this to pop music? Because it's got so many similarities. The structures and things, and the flamboyancy of the performers, and the way that the theatre was, and how can we kind of translate this? So I sort of, when I got back from overseas, I started thinking really carefully about how we can make that bridge. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a really marvellous initiative to do, because it's, opera is such an age-old, genre, and, we want to get the young people involved, and you have to change tact to keep them interested, and it sounds very much like that's what you're doing, which is really amazing.
We've got one more now, haven't we? One more number.
Running up that hill.
Yeah.
Well, I love this. I'm guessing this is Kate Bush, is it?
It certainly is, yeah.
Oh,
fabulous.
We love Kate Bush.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us tonight. We can't wait to hear you again, and have a little listen. Take care during these times.
All right, thanks so much.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal we're making? It's you and me. It's you and me. You won't be unhappy. And if I only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. If I only could. It doesn't hurt me, but see how deep the blood lies. Unaware they're tearing you asunder. Well, there is thunder in our hearts. Is there so much hate for the ones we love? Tell me we both matter though, don't we? It's you and me. It's you and me. You won't be unhappy. Come on, baby. Come on, darling. Let me steal this moment from you now. Come on, angel. Come on, darling. Let's exchange the experience. It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal we're making?
again, stunning. What a beautiful rendition. I know our darling viewers, you were loving that too, as you should. That was amazing.
Oh, Max, Adam, and the wonderful
Ashton Jean-Pierre signing away. That was
Yes,
wonderful. Thank you very much.
oui.
Why have we got purple t-shirts, darling?
Well, we've reached the end of tonight, but next week we're going to be celebrating Wear It Purple.
Yeah, this is to celebrate our LGBTIQ plus youth.
The youth.
It's wasted on the young. We wish we were there. We'll be joined by someone from friends from Minus 18 and also from
Wear It Purple.
Beautiful.
We've got a musical performance from Michelangelo.
Oh, and if you've not heard this, Matt, whoa, you are in for an absolute treat. Like, he is phenomenal.
Sublime.
Well, it's been an amazing show. Once again, our 30th show. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us, everyone. We really appreciate you watching us and cheering us on, all your comments and lovely views and opinions. Thank you so much. We love that. So, good night, darling Dolly.
Good night, my love, and good night.
Good night to you. Stay safe, everybody.
See you next week.